What's good, y'all? I'm sitting out here just chilling, getting some sun, a little sun gazing, sunbathing, all the above, hanging right here. Chino, that's my boy. That's my boy. Hey, buddy. But yeah, like you're just hanging out with him for a little bit, and I was just getting to thinking, When I woke up this morning, the thought came to my mind of people just feeling heavy. As I told y'all in my last video, I'm on vacation. I'm back home at my parents' house. That's their dog. That's their big old puppy. It's a big old baby right there. He doesn't realize how big he is. Chino, leave that alone. Eating all the plastic and stuff. But one of the things I was thinking about was when you're a kid and you're raised in your neighborhood or something like that, right? You see the adults, they're adults. You treat them with respect. You don't challenge them. You don't question them. If they tell you to do something, you kind of just do it. That's just, if you were taught properly, you're taught to listen to people. You listen to your elders, respect your elders, right? And you don't see them in their truth. But when you're an adult and come back, especially if you've gone through a spiritual awakening like me, you come back and you can see the emotions just as almost like a shadow layer over their bodies. You know what I'm saying? At least that's just one of my gifts. I'm really good at reading people's emotions because, it's like these people have gone through their lives and they've been holding on to a big old knapsack full of all of their problems and dilemmas, not knowing that they could just let it go. You understand? And these people are always wondering. It's especially the older generation. It's not to segregate my peoples, you know what I'm saying? But especially older black people, they really bought into medicine and Western medicine. When we were the people that we healed everything with herbs, we healed everything with sound frequencies, we healed everything with magnetism, with mind, with meditation. That's how we healed. We didn't go to get some random pill. We didn't go to get some injection. That's just not the way we did things. And the world is coming back to that. Veganism is starting to pop back up, and they say, oh, that's here to weaken us. That's here to do. You have to have meat in your diet. Bruh. It's I look amazing. I look beautiful. You know what I'm saying? but that's just a level of pride that a lot of people don't have. And the thing is, the older generations are really set in their ways nowadays. They're set in their ways. The world's changing. The world's been changing. The world's been changing since I've been here. You understand? For example, college, right? You have to say, after high school, what do you plan on doing? What are you going to go to college for? What are you going to study in college? You do realize that question already puts you in a box. It puts you in a circle in this situation. It puts you in your own little enclosure. What are you going to study at college? That question does not give you the opportunity to say, you know what? I don't really want to go to college. I just want to make art. I want to make music. I want to travel. I want to see the world, because I really think it's a very bad idea. I truly do think it's a very bad idea for people to go from high school to college. 100%. I went through it, I did it, and I think it's a very bad idea. There was a quote. It said, well, it wasn't a quote necessarily, it was like an internet post or whatever. But they said just a couple weeks ago, just a couple months ago, these kids had to raise their hand to go to the bathroom. Now we're asking them to decide their whole life path, their whole future, in the same moment. It's yeah, I had to raise my hand to go to the bathroom, permission to go to the bathroom. And now you're asking me, what do I want to do for the rest of my life at 16, 17 years old, even 18, 19 years old? That doesn't make no sense. And I'm going to get to the main topic, but my brain's going. It's I believe there's multiple puberties. They say you hit puberty at 13, girls it's earlier, you know what I'm saying, whatever. I think there's multiple. There's different stages in life, if you will. It's when, you look at yourself, stop it. Hey. Stop eating the grass. At 16 years old, you look at yourself at 18. You look back at yourself when you're 16 to 18 years old, you can be like, what in the world? You 21 to 18, you look back, what in the world? 23 to 21, what in the world? And so on and so forth. It's different. But what we don't realize is a lot of us have not been taught emotional intelligence by our parents. It's they go through their problems, they put a smile on in front of us, they try to hide us from the truth. That's one of the things I went through. My parents like to hide me from things when I was a kid, but they didn't realize that I've been picking up on it this entire time. They think it's better to protect you. It's oh, it's not, don't have them worry about that they're a young person, but it's very important. But this way of thinking, this limiting way of thinking, you're holding your child back. If you had something going on with you when you were a kid, your parents got a divorce or something like that. My parents are still together, but this is just hypothetically. Your parents had a divorce or something and they wanted to hide the details from you. Let's just say you're stuck with your mom, your dad left. and your mom says all this stuff about your dad. It's like, which one of them actually explained to you what's going on? Yes, I know there's some people, but y'all can get what I'm saying with this hypothetical. Sometimes the parents won't explain it to you. They'll be too locked into their hatred towards one another that they forget about you. They don't educate you. Say, listen, mommy and daddy don't hate each other. We're just going through some things right now. We realize that we're better off apart. We are going to go find our love in other places. Okay? Mommy and daddy are cool. It's just we don't want to be together anymore. We want to see other people. And you can say it baby steps, but the older they get, keep on explaining it over and over. Just because you explain it to someone when they were 5 years old doesn't mean there's not new information that you can provide to them. Because if they have like a broken household or whatever, it's like they might carry on that same energy because that's what they were raised in. If you didn't properly educate them, then they're going to just sit there and keep perpetuating the behaviors you saw. But with not only are other people perpetuating, not only are your kids perpetuating, he got hot. Yeah, go cool off a little bit. But it's like not only are your kids perpetuating your behavior, you're perpetuating your own behavior. And this is where we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of this video if you're still here. I come back here and I see the emotions of people. I can see your heartache. I can see the heavy emotions that you're carrying, and you need to let them go. Everybody, young people, old people, you are holding on to a heavy knapsack. Just imagine a big old Santa Claus pouch, if you will, full of just lead weights, just full of like workout weights, 75-pound weights, and you're just walking with this for years and years and years. Eventually, your back is gonna hurt. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna be you're curling back into the ground because you're holding on to that heavy weight. You know what I'm saying? Turning lead into gold. That's what alchemy is all about. Turning lead into gold. Yes, you can probably actually do that. Go get you a number 2 pencil, do some little magic, and come out with a gold necklace out of it. That'd be dope. If you know how to do that, feel free to let me know. But you have to turn that heavy weight into light. And how do you do that? Just let it go. No, I've been holding on to this for years, and I'm never gonna forgive him. Why? The person that hurt you is going out there and living their life, and you're sitting here with the hurt. You're sitting here with all this pain. Something happened to you that was completely out of your control, and all you keep doing is replaying it over and over and over. And what you're doing is you're killing yourself. Think about this. When you're feeling high and mighty, when you keep your head up, it's just your head's up, your back straight, your spine straight, you feeling good. When you're feeling low, what are you doing? You're sinking down. You're sinking right back down into your grave. That's what you're doing when you're living so negatively. When you're living in a low vibration, the low vibration is closer to the ground, is it not? So you have to understand that sometimes you older people need to go back and do your shadow work. It's never too late. A lot of you say, well, this is just the way it is now. I'm 60 years old. I've been living like this my entire life. And change it now. Let's just say, even if you got 20 more years, 30 more years, even 40, and you acting like your life is done because you're 60-something years old, the way that you regain your youth, the way that you regain your vitality, the way that you regain your love of life is to become more childlike. When you're a child, you're a sponge. Right? You're a sponge to information. You're a sponge. You're always ready to learn something. Someone puts something cool in front of you. You're like, what's this? You have that drive to keep on learning something. The older generation stopped learning. And that's the thing. They stopped learning. So when they see the world changing around them, they don't want to change. You don't want to adapt. That's not the way I lived. No, because that world is gone. Especially the older generation. Yeah, we're all walking around, this side, we're all walking around together. All right, so get over it. Times is changing, and you need to too. When you're not changing and when you stop, the world moves forward. Like, imagine if you could just stand still on a treadmill on your feet. The treadmill is going to keep on going. It's going to start burning your feet. You're going to start wearing down because of your failure to adapt, right? So you have to adapt to this new energy that's coming into this planet. But some of you, before you even start to adapt, some of y'all need to get rid of that old weight. Regain your childish awareness. Go sit there with your kids. I'm telling you, grandma, if you and not my grandma, hi grandma, but just like grandma, you 70, 80 years old, go pick up the controller that your kids are playing. They're gonna laugh at you, but you had fun with them. They're gonna remember that. Sure, they're kids. They're gonna laugh at you. Grandma can't play games. Grandpa can't play games. Uncle Joe can't play games. But when they're older, they're gonna remember that. and you had a little bit of spark. You know, I got like the dog I showed you. You know, we got Bonsai, the little what is he? I honestly forgot what type of dog he is. A Shih Tzu. He's a Shih Tzu. Old man. He's the old man. He like waddles. He like grunts and all that type of stuff. He's the old man. But even with the new puppy that came in, you know, the big old puppy, right? You know, he got a little spark to him. You know what I'm saying? He's like a little bit more active. I saw him jog. I saw the old dog jog the other day. He you know, had a little pep in his step. I was like, okay, old man, I see you. But y'all have to have that same energy. You know what I'm saying? Young people. The easiest way I can relate to y'all is relationships. Because you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bad relationships does not mean the rest of the world is evil. You're carrying that weight and you're projecting your beliefs onto other people. All men, all women aren't crap because you dated 7 people. So out of the 8 billion people on this planet, you met 7. And the rest of the world, the rest of the men are all terrible people. All the women are terrible people. Everyone's just here to use you. You attract what you are, not what you want. If you are a low vibrating person, you're going to attract more low vibrating people. If you think the world is a sad, lonely, angry, war-torn place, then that's what you're going to see in this world. Meanwhile, there's craziness that the news wants you to see. Quick side note. I watch the news twice a year. I'm going to make a different video on this. But I watch the news twice a year when I visit back home. All right. And every time I sit there, all they do is pump, all they do is pump medicine to you. All they do is pump fear to you. All they do is pump anger to you. All they do is pump conflict to you. And you just sit here and you take it in. And especially like with my parents, they sit there watching the news and they fall asleep. So now that programming is going straight into your brain. That's why when you hear young people like me speak about like screw the news, that makes no sense to you. Because the news is literally in your subconscious mind. You went to sleep. You opened your subconscious mind to that fear, that illness, that conflict. And that's the same cycle you've been perpetuating since you were younger, right? Watching the news, that's what you get. That's how you know what's going on in the world. No, when you go within, you are the world. But you are the world that you create. The world that you believe is in here is the world that will be projected out there. You know, quick example. I had a project where we were in like some Section 8 housing. We was like in the hood of Denver. There ain't no hoods in Denver, but there are some rough areas. But in comparison to some places I've seen, there ain't no hood in Denver. But nevertheless, and I'm around my people. So I'm in there. I'm just like, hey, what's good, y'all? I'm happy. Denver ain't got no black folks. So, they there. But you know what I'm saying. And when I was walking into people's homes and all this type of stuff. I said, hey, how you doing? It just felt good. But I could tell the uncomfort for some of the people I was working with. It's like, okay. So there was like this neighborhood argument. They were going back and forth. You better get your goddamn kids. You better. Everyone's like, I think we should get inside. I think we should. Why? They're just having a discussion. But this things can escalate. That's the fear that you're living in. I'm over here I'm having entertainment. I know it's kind of messed up, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But this world is all about what you carry in your mind. If you carry a whole bunch of low vibrational things, that's the same thing that's dragging you into the dirt. I don't care if you are 10 years old. I don't care if you're 20 years old, 26 like myself. I'm turning 27 next week. Give me some love on the 21st. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're 30, 40, 70, 90, 1,000. At this moment, you're in this world. You're in this physical reality with me. You're watching this video, or you are secondhand hearing these things from someone that watched this video. At any moment, you can just decide to drop that baggage. Just drop it. And you'll be like, wow, I spent my whole life hating that person. I spent my whole life thinking that this world is terrible. Like, think about this. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. What's terrible? What's war-torn about this? What's terrible about this? Nothing. It's quiet. I get to sit here with my thoughts, me and the sun. I would say the dog, but he went inside. He got a little too hot. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that. The best way to regain your life, to regain your vitality, is to let go of all that heavy baggage. And then or if you don't want to let go of it, turn it into something good. If you were somebody, for example, that went through some traumas, like one of my gifts, they try to come out at the same time. One of my gifts that I told y'all about is I can go dark and light real quick. So let's go dark real quick. Let's just say you were a kid that was trafficked, right? You were a trafficked child. Let's go as see. And this is that I use that example because some of y'all have no clue what that is. I'm not saying I do either. I'm just saying it's like, yo, you're worrying about your problems. There's kids that have been trafficked since they were 5, 6 years old, and you trying to compare your problems to that? Come on, there's always someone out here that has it worse than you. But anyway, let's use that example, right? What you need to understand is, let's just say one of the things is like you were traumatized, all that type of stuff. Now you can hold that trauma with you the rest of your life. Or you can start to use some of those things. It's like as a training ground. It's a very, very, very hard training. I know that might sound insensitive to some, but you have to think about this. You have to turn that lead into gold. Turn that heavy weight into something good. Go help people with what you went through. Go be an advocate for this. Go raise awareness for this. I went through this, so I want you to make sure that you never have to deal with this. I want to fight this for the rest of my life. Turn that rage you have, turn that anger, turn that depression that you have into power. Use that diesel fuel that doesn't burn too well. Use that diesel fuel until you use up all that hatred, and then you start to turn to an electric car. You understand? You know, like the skills that you learn from it. It might, you know, you have to find the light in the dark. The skills that you learn from such a traumatic situation. Like, let's just keep it very simple. The skills that you learn, you know how to read people, right? Someone that's traumatized. I was watching, and the reason this is in my head, you know, this is I was watching NCIS with my dad, and they were talking to like a trafficked woman, like someone that was forced into like sex trafficking, and like you could tell the anger and the rage. That girl played her ass off in that scene. I can't even lie, but like she played her ass off, but she had the anger of someone that wasn't trying to go back to that world. She wants to hide it. She wants to suppress it. But when you hide and suppressing it, that's energy that you are using to suppress that energy, suppress those memories. You have to keep it down. You're looking down, you're pressing it down, pressing it down, pressing it down, pressing it down. That's energy that you're using to tire yourself out. So when you look at the world, you're too tired to enjoy it. Take that skill of being able to read people, you understand? And by I could read right through you. I see that you're tired. I see that you're holding things down. I did the same thing. I went through things. I'm not going to try to compare my pain to yours. Your pain is your pain. But with what I went through, let me help you. You see what I'm saying? Because you have become an expert. You went through trial by fire. So, you know, some people have gone through some things, hard things, things that I can't imagine. I'm speaking from the outside looking in, but sometimes you need the person on the outside looking in to tell you something about yourself. You understand? We've all gone through our things. My traumas come through love. When I went through my love, it's like I went through, for example, you know what I'm saying? I saw my ex the other day and it messed me up. I was like, whoa. I just healed from that. I wasn't ready to see you yet like that, just out of the blue. The universe, I had to talk to the university a couple days ago. I was like, ooh, that messed me up. But, you know, it's like you can take these things and be like, okay, what did I learn from that? How do I use this for good? How do I use this to help people? You know what I'm saying? I use my life experiences to educate y'all, you know, to get us all ascending. Drop the baggage and go live your life. I don't care how old you are. You know, if you want to regain your life, your youthfulness, go act like a kid for a little bit. Go hang out with your kids, especially if they're teenagers, because they're going to try to push you away. But like, that's when you have to mix the parenting, the adult, and the child back. Listen, I just want to spend time with you. And if you say it genuinely and authentically like that to a kid, they can be like, okay, well, this is what I'm watching. This is what I'm playing. Pick up that controller. Pick up that song. You know, joke them on their music a little bit. Tease them a little bit. You know, they're going to laugh with you. You know what I'm saying? And that just helps you heal. Laughter heals. Spending quality time with people heals. Dropping that hatred that you have for people from 10 years ago heals. Be more childlike. Regain your sense of wonder in the world. Go back out and learn things. You know, I'm gonna leave you with this. I'm not here to like put like a religious taste in people's mouths, but even your religion. You know what I'm saying? Us spiritual people are here to tell you something different. We ain't here to take your religion away. We're just saying, hey, this is some facts that I've learned in my journey. Maybe you can use it. You understand? If your God is such a forgiving God, he should forgive you if you want to go venture out and go see something new. If he's such a loving God, he should love you when you want to go learn something. You're his child, right? He's your father, right? So he should be facilitating your growth. You know what I'm saying? If your son or daughter wants to graduate high school and say they don't want to go to college, you know, make sure they have a plan. That's what I plan on doing. You know, if I have a child and they say that I don't want to go to college, I'm like, that's fine. But what's your plan though? You ain't just gonna sit here and try to figure it out. You're gonna start living your life and say, okay, you have all the power in your world, all the power in the world to change up your plan. You know what I'm saying? You gotta try some stuff out. I don't think that's for me. Then go find something else. But You gotta let people live their lives. You know, have a little bit of guidance here and there as us being the elders. For me, it's the young teens. For the 4-year-olds, you come talk to me and go teach me some stuff. I'm always open to learning. I'm always gonna stay childlike in my mind, you know, but that's just what it is. You know, regain your childishness, regain your sense of wonder, and you're gonna see your world change around you. Till the next one.